They say that one of the only constants in life is change. And we've certainly seen a lot of change across the M365 platform in the last year, especially within the last 6 months, with all of the new changes that we've seen across SharePoint, from new web parts such as the editorial card, the flexible sections, new page templates. We've seen changes to the OneDrive interface, and of course many of the new Copilot features which roll out, it seems, constantly. But what about one of those interfaces that we all deal with on a regular basis, the humble document library? Well, Microsoft are finally making some changes here, and they are rolling out now and should be with you within the next few weeks. So, you know the deal. Let's head on over to the computer and take a look. So here I am in my document library, which is full of Word documents, as you'll see, and we've got the new document library interface. So what we'll do, we'll go left to right across the top, and then we'll have a look at the menu underneath. I am glad to see this add shortcut to OneDrive option is right here as one of the first things that you actually see. Far preferable to what many people do, which is to use the OneDrive sync. Using the OneDrive sync excessively can cause all kinds of problems. We see it quite often. So glad to see that the add shortcut to OneDrive as an alternative option is here. We've then got the forms. We did previously release a video about the new document library forms experience. That is linked down in the video description, so go and take a look at that. We've got the edit and grid view as always been there, and that allows you to kind of edit in that Excel style experience. I'm a big fan of that. We've got the pin to quick access, which operates as that kind of always has. Then I've got my little overflow menu. I've got the automate, the integrate. I've got the sync has been deprioritized down here. We've got the alert me and manage my alerts as well. One of the biggest changes that you'll see is that the upload button or the create button has been moved all the way from the left over to the right. So if I click on that, I can create a folder, I can upload a file, upload a folder, and then I've got the quick access shortcuts to my Word, Excel, PowerPoint, videos, etc. That is going to take a little bit getting used to for those of you who upload frequently, but it's one of those things, kind of once you get used to it, it's absolutely fine. I'm not quite sure why Microsoft have kind of moved that over there, except I think it probably gives a little bit of balance between what's on the right here versus what's on the left. So that's kind of the top menu there. If we go over to our next row, so we've got our views. It's nice to see the views being a little more prominent here. So in this library, we've just got the standard all documents view, which unsurprisingly by default will show you all documents. I've got the option to add a view in here. We'll go back to that shortly. I have my filter option. So I can click on that. This can bring up the filters. I can specify filtering by the modified date, by the policy owner, by policy category. So I'm able to kind of filter by any of the metadata options that I have within this library. So I have a category, I have a policy status. Every document has an owner. So I'm able to kind of filter those if I wish to, filter those dynamically. So data and technology, well, that's operates kind of as it always has. But that's where the filter options sit. Now, these options here mirror what we have in OneDrive. So we've got Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and PDF. Now, this document library only contains Word documents. So if I choose to filter for Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, I can uncheck these. It's not dynamic. It's given me filters which are going to return no results. That's a little bit confusing. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. It would be preferable if they were dynamic. I'm pretty sure the view options will change that, but we will get onto that. And then if I go over to the right here, I've got my options. So I'm then able to change, so from my list view, maybe you want the compact list view. I actually quite like the compact list view. I can choose to view this as tiles. I've got my sort by, I've got my group by. Again, I've got my edit and grid view. I've got my format view. That is an advanced option. You can use wizards for that, or you can use JSON code to format the library. I can add or remove fields. I can edit the view, save the view, rename, reset the view changes. So all of those options are there. And if I click on the details, if I highlight a document, I will see the details for that individual document. So that operates more or less as it always has. So let's have a look at the views. So I'm going to create a new view here. I'm going to click on Add. I'm going to call this Active Documents, because what I want to be able to do is have a view for only documents where my status is active. That's a logical thing that I want to do. This interface hasn't changed at all. So I'm going to click on Create. Got my active documents there. I haven't actually applied any kind of filter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say policy status. I want to filter by, and I want to say active. So that should only return documents where that policy status is active. Now, there's a couple of things you'll notice here. I really like when you've made an unsaved change to a view, it now gets highlighted in grey and says there are unsaved changes here. So it's letting you know that you might want to save this view before you navigate away. That's a really useful option. It kind of was there before, but it wasn't as prominent. So I'm a big fan of that. I really like that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click Save View, and you can see that little grey box has disappeared. The one thing you will notice, when I've applied a filter within my view, I now have this highlighted to say where my policy status is active. I can clear that view. Those manual Word, PowerPoint, Excel, PDF icons, those hard-coded filters have disappeared. That's interesting. It's an odd decision. I'm still a little bit confused as to why Microsoft have done that. But let's create another view. I'm going to click a view and I'm going to look for policy. I'm going to create one called Policies by Owner. You can see I've already created one of these before. Create that view. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to group by the policy owner. And that's given me that kind of group view. And you'll see, again, I get that unsaved changes highlight there. So I'm just going to save that view. What I can do as well, you can save the current view as default. I can rename it. I can reset the view changes. I can delete it. But we've got some new icons in here. I'm not sure why we've got the little crown as the setting as default, but I quite like that. But I'm just going to save that view. We don't seem to have the option, at least through this friendlier interface, to have these auto-expanded or collapsed. It's not a big deal, but I've got my documents now grouped by that view. Really like having those views. They're a lot more obvious. They're a lot more usable like this. So that's kind of it. It's not a massive overhaul. It is more of an evolution rather than any kind of revolution. Having that creator upload on the other side of the document library will probably throw you out for the first couple of hours. Then you'll get used to it. It'll be absolutely fine. This does still confuse me a little. Microsoft, if you're listening, please do something about this. It's confusing. So there we are, the new document library experience. There are a lot of things to like here. I do really like the way that the views are now more prominent and front and center. Document library views have been there for ever. They've been in SharePoint for 20 years, for pretty much all of its existence. And they really are a powerful way to be able to sort, filter, group your documents, but they've kind of always been hidden away. So anything that kind of brings the power of those front and center to the user to make them more obvious is a welcome from me. Filtering options, however, are a little confusing. We have the standard filter, which is great and is dynamic, so it will allow you to filter by document type. But those static buttons for Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDFs, I understand what Microsoft are trying to do. They are the most common file types you will see in any SharePoint site. But the fact that they aren't dynamic and allow you to filter for, say, a Word document where none exist within the library, I think could be confusing for end users. I would certainly expect Microsoft to tweak these over the coming months, just so people can make a little bit more sense of that. I do think that is confusing. I do really like the way that the shortcut to OneDrive has been added front and center as well, deprioritizing the sync. We all know the issues, and I've seen them many times, that excessive syncing can cause. So putting that out of the way, tucking it out of the way in favor of a OneDrive shortcut is a welcome change. But overall, it's a thumbs up from the Igloo team. And if you'd like to talk to us about anything related to SharePoint document libraries, Copilot, or anything else within M365, head on over to our website. It is linked down in the description. Fill out the contact form and we'd love to talk to you.